Ladies and gentlemen, today is a fantastic day. It's going to get even better when I go and grab another cup of coffee here in just a little bit. But today we are going to be reviewing self-cleaning wet and dry robotic vacuum. What do I mean by wet and dry? It mops and it vacuums and it's self-cleaning. This is the Smartmi A1. And just like all my videos, in the description box right below the video is going to be the link where you guys can read more about this. Pick one up yourself. Again, that link is going to be top link in the description box below. We're going to go through the features. We're going to show you what this thing can do. But first and foremost, let's get it out. All right, it's a large box, so we're going to try to keep this in frame here. But that is what it looks like from the top. Let's go ahead and flip this open here, and bada bing, bada boom, there we are. Let me go ahead and get this out. So on the top here, we're gonna blow through this pretty quickly because this is kind of the boring stuff, but stuff you probably need to know too. We got a panda bear. We're gonna figure out why we have a panda bear. Little brochure there. And this here is gonna be an anti-slip little thing here. That's going to go just like that there. We have our instruction manual. And because I have an early model, the instructions are not in English. So unfortunately, that's going to get a little interesting. All right, first up is our power adapter here. Now what's nice about this is they give you an adapter here. Because I'm in the US, that's the one we use here. So it'll plug in right there. And obviously the company will send you out the proper one if you're in a different country. Next up is going to be probably a dual filter, as in a double one they give you. Probably the machine already has one on it. We'll double check that. So it looks like you have a HEPA filter and then a secondary kind of sponge filter there. We're going to get into that. And like I said, here is another one here. So that might be for your mopping function here. You have another filter right through there. And let's go ahead and get this cover off the box here and slide that in front of you guys there. That is a good looking robotic vacuum. Now I have reviewed a lot of robotic vacuums on this channel. And if you're going to be placing this in your kitchen, you want it to look good. This is going to match my kitchen. I'm in a full remodel right now, so I'm looking forward to putting this in a fresh remodel kitchen once that's done. So let's get this guy out of the way here first. Docking station here. Take a little brief look at this here first. Now, of course, remove all your plastic protectiveness here when you're ready to go. These are your charging prongs that push in, that charge your robotic vacuum when it returns to home all by itself to clean itself. And lifting up the area here, you have yourself your little mopping roll here, and it looks like a cleaning brush that is conveniently placed in the little bin area here. Oh, I think we have something else. And your little clean comb here right on the inside. So that might be a secondary one. We're going to find out. Coming to the back of it here, you unlatch this for your cord management here. Anti-slip down here on the bottom so that when it does dock itself, this won't push back. And by the way, this whole thing removes right here if you are curious. Alrighty, and ladies and gentlemen, now it is time to take a look at the robotic vacuum. That's pretty cool looking right here. So it's a little bit hard to see on camera, but the sunlight's coming in right through the window here on the robotic vacuum. It actually has this kind of pearl white color to it, which I really, really like. Okay, lifting up this is your bumper stopper little pad here, so remove that obviously before you give it your first rip around the house. And this pushes in, this is your bumper. So again, remove your plastic. Here are your charging prongs right here, your front sensor, your power button, your home button, and your radar up top right here. Let's go ahead and lift up the trap door here. And here, we have a bin right here that has a black sponge in it here. So with the other two provided, you get one extra of each. And so that goes in right there. This whole thing can pull out as well. So you have your mopping and dustbin as well here. So because this vacuums and mops at the same time, only fresh water is touching your floor. And so it puts the dirty water and the debris over in this section here, right in through here. And then new water flows out and cleans behind it right over here. And then when it returns to home, it actually self-cleans itself in real time and then auto-dries the mop and recharges all at the same time. We will, of course, be showing you that. But it's also flexible where if you don't want to mop, it can only dry vacuum and act like a regular dry vacuum as well if you don't want the mopping function, because obviously you wouldn't want to mop your carpet, let's say. So again, it has the two different modes where you can vacuum and mop, or just use it as a dry vacuum on carpet without any water function. And it's really powerful. It's actually 4,000 PA of power suction. This is what the bottom of it looks like here, the bottom back. You can see your roller brush right here. Flipping it over, we have our brush already attached to it. I believe it's the same thing. Don't quote me on that one. Actually, no, this one has a little bit more of thicker bristle brushes right here, where this is all very soft microfiber. So this is microfiber with some bristle brushes that are soft, but it's not like this one where it's all the way across. And the reason for that is because this vacuums and mops at the same time. You have your 360 little spinner wheels here, your bigger wheels here, another front stationary wheel up front here, and then probably your battery pack underneath these screws here. We have drop sensors up here and here, as well with back here and right here as well. That's for if it goes the edge of your stairs, it won't fall down your stairs. There is an app associated with this, so you can map out your house. A lot of cool features. Now again, on that app, everything is remote. You can spot clean on the app. If there's an accident, let's say, in your theater room, your kitchen, you just use the app that has your house mapped out, hit the location. Okay, so I'm gonna set this up, let it fully charge before I do give it a rip for the first time, and let it do what it's supposed to do. All right, I wanna show you the app and talk to you about connection features. Because this is a early prototype that I'm reviewing, I downloaded the MI Home app, and if you are having trouble, yours should not be doing this if you do purchase it. But because, again, this is an early model, I actually had to set the app to China mainland instead of the United States, and then I was able to configure it that way. And the app actually gives you a tip on connection issues. Anyway, with that said, I reset the device, hooked it up. Also, it was trying to connect to my mesh system, which is 5G, and this only connects to a 2.4 gigahertz router. So make sure you're connecting to your 2.4 gig router, not your 5 gig mesh system or 5 gig signal. Make sure it's on the 2.4. Okay. I created a new room, master bedroom. You can also obviously do this. Kids room, toilet, dining room, study, etc. Now, before we get into the full skinny of all the goodies, I do want to discuss a couple really key features. This is an LDS radar right here for mapping out your house and your rooms. And that is LDS laser guidance radar system. Really cool. Now it has 3 cleaning modes. It has quiet mode, standard mode, and heavy duty mode, but it has 136 minutes of runtime on a fully charged battery. That's a little over 2 hours. The battery inside to be able to run that is 5200 milliamp battery. Now, even though I do have an advanced model like I keep talking about, it does have English that comes out of the speakers on the back, so it will tell you when it's paired, or in this case, let me go ahead and remove this and listen up.
The tank or tank cover has been removed.
And also that filter we saw earlier, that is a HEPA filter. The one inside right now, that is a sponge filter. So they give you 2 sponges and 2 HEPA filters there. Now we're gonna go ahead and open this up right here. We're gonna put water inside it. You can use either cleaning solution or water with this. I'll go ahead and just use water for right now. Now we're in my master bedroom, and in this room we have luxury vinyl flooring, but this is good on hardwood, tile, carpet. Obviously go on dry mode like I mentioned earlier in the video on your carpet. All right, I've renamed my vacuum in the app White Lightning, because I expect it to clean like lightning, and it's the color white. So right up here, obviously we have 0M squared clean, cleaning time, battery level is 100%. It has not mapped out my master bedroom quite yet. We are on cleaning intensity standard. We can go ahead and hit our start button right there. I do want to discuss this. Now, even though it vacuums and mops at the same time, if you want it to go dry vacuum only without dispensing water, then go ahead and switch over your container right here with the HEPA filter. That simply just removes this little bin right here, replacing that with this one right here, locking it back into place, and you're good to go. Now, because I have no carpet in this master bedroom, and because it's pretty dusty out here in the country of Colorado, and I have my beautiful dog, Berea, even though she's hypoallergenic, a Labradoodle, there's still little fine balls. See that right there? That's a whole little like dust bunny ball of her hair. So she doesn't shed, but still, it still accumulates somehow. As she's taking a little nap. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and once again, like I already said, fill it up with water, give it a run. All right, water's in. Now you can use the app, obviously, but if you don't have your phone close to you and you want to get it, go ahead and start up. Obviously, put down the trap door right there, and then go ahead and hit the power button right there one time.
Map cleaning task. The robot will start to moisten the roller brush.
All right. Now we are on standard cleaning. Once again, there is a quiet mode. We'll show you all three of those modes here. But right now it's moistening the brush, it said. And it's backing it on up. Looking good. Now I'm going to go ahead and keep a few things in the way as well, like my little chair here. I did move a little construction thing I had over there in the corner because I want it to go ahead and clean fully there. I guess that's the front of the direction of the robot. I thought that was the rear of it, but maybe that's the front of it. Obviously, because that's the way it's going. So what it's going to do is it's just going to map out my room, and I might have it, I might just close the door here so it doesn't go out there in the construction area there. Now with that said, as it's kind of just bumping around the drill there, with that said, as I didn't want it to go out there, I actually should go back to the app and you can do restricted areas. So once it has the layout done, and obviously it's just like a regular vacuum where dirty clothes need to be picked up off the floor. And so what it needs to do is it needs to map out the room. So I actually might need to pick up some of those areas so it knows all the corners and maps it out just beautifully. And then once it's mapped out, you can go ahead and do restricted areas. And so I just lifted up my cord over there. Again, just like a regular vacuum, you need to go ahead and pick up some items that might get trapped in there. You can go ahead and place restrictions at the door, or let's say you had your puppy in a crate or something like that in your room and didn't want to disturb your puppy, then sky is the limit. So far, Bria's like, I like a clean room. Next thing I need to do is clean this comforter cover after she's been up on the bed. Let's go ahead and come around here. Beautiful. That's what I like to see right there. Slipping right into those crevices of my nightstands. And while I was talking to you just now, it went underneath my bed. Who gets on their hands and knees with a rolling vacuum that could even reach? Where this just slides right underneath the bed. Let's go ahead and take a little look-see as it just barely taps that. Doesn't even move it and works its way around it here. Now let's go ahead and just out of curiosity. So yeah, so you can see a little bit of the mopping here. Now it will go back over it and clean up the rest of that. So we're looking good coming around my bedposts. Has even caught a few of my dog hairs right on the top. We'll go ahead and set that in front and let it work its magic. See, it's coming back around, cleaning back up, cruising around. All right, we'll be back with you in a little bit. Thinking about going under the bed. See it working its way around with that 360 radar. I like what I'm seeing. Okay, this is pretty cool. So let's look at the app here as it's cruising. So it's actually real timing with the LDS radar. As you can see there in the green, that is our home docking station. And as it does a couple circles around my bed legs, I think it's already mapped that out. And I believe it's already mapped out this dresser that is right behind me right here. And then that should be my closet over there. Look at that, super intelligent as it works its way underneath the bed here, doing its east to west lines as it's working its way around. You can keep track of the cleaning time, battery percentage level, etc. You can pause it, of course. And down here, you just scroll that up and you have right here silent and heavy pollution. We're still on standard once again. Let's go ahead and click it over. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and be right here with you. So that's standard. You'd have to turn up your television if you're watching Netflix or something like that. But let's go heavy duty now. Okay. So definitely kicks up a notch. Now you're running at full power. And then let's go ahead and hit silent mode. Cleaning intensity has been set. And then that's nice and quiet mode. Oh yeah, you could take a nap over that for sure. I like what I'm seeing. I'm gonna go ahead and hit back to standard here. Actually, the app shows it still at high, but it's not on that. It's on standard, so it's actually switching it over. It just on the app for some reason says it's still in high, which it's not. Let's go ahead and pause it there.
Pause.
And so yeah, a little finicky in the app, but at least it works, as in when you hit it, it actually does what it needs to do, but for some reason there's a little glitch in the app where it's still on high when it's not. Okay, it looks like it's working now. Now let's go ahead and hit resume. And there we go. All right, looking good. So we're gonna go ahead and close down the phone, give it a rip, and we'll check back on it in a little bit.
The self-cleaning task is completed, and the robot will start to recharge and air dry the brush. Please clean the wastewater tank in a timely manner.
Okay, so let me discuss what happened here. It went around the room, mapped it out, cleaned it, and I just put a couple bumper stoppers there so it doesn't go outside like I mentioned. Now coming back over here, it docked itself after the cleaning task was complete. Still has a few little dog hairs right on top. It said clean the dirty waste bin in a timely fashion. So even though it is self-cleaning, it self-cleans the brush.
Has been removed.
Yeah, there's a lot of goober and gander in there for sure. I'll tell you what. Okay, so because this is a review video, I do want to discuss a few things. Now, it's not fully spotted clean. Now, this floor was pretty dirty, and as it was docking, this actually came off of the roller right here. A couple clumps of my dog's hair and probably some dust as well. We're going to be putting it through more tests. Don't worry about that. And then there's a little bit of water residue that will dry, of course, because it is a mopping function. Now, let's go ahead and look at the dirty water tank here, as we can see. Now, because there is pet hair, obviously you can see a little bit of nasty gooberness, probably from the dog / country life out here. And then, yeah, that's pretty dirty in there. Look at that. Take a look at that. Okay, we still have plenty of water left in there as well. And so what you do is you remove this here and then go ahead and take the provided brush. There's a better look at all the nastiness. Now this is pet hair, that's country life hair, and then obviously your power charging plug would be out of the way just a little bit more. And then up here is your little brush right here. And go ahead and clean out that. Dump that outside or in the waste bin. And then we're going to go ahead and run it again. Now it is charging here. So it cleaned the brush. It went around. The brush went around. And now it's self-drawing the brush there. And so I'm going to go ahead and clean this tank out and then put it back. All right, what I'm going to do now here is I filled it back up with water. I've cleaned it. I'm going to go ahead and shut that bad boy on down here. We're going to go ahead and clean it again, and I'm going to go ahead and run an errand, and I want to come back, and I want to see all these little frillies that it left behind the first time. I want to see those all gone. Another one over here. Now again, my floor, it looked clean, but because this is the country, it just gets dusty. Like I just cleaned this probably like 5 days ago, and there's already dust on the top of it here. So as you can see here, it left behind a little bit of a mess right here. This is a review video. We're not gonna cover anything up. So we'll determine if you have a lot of grime, if you need to vacuum first and then run the mop function, instead of just giving it a run with the mopping function, especially with pet hair. I mean, this is a test. This is a review video, so we're going to take it through the ringer. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, second time around, I'm seeing less little dust bunnies that it might have captured and kind of kicked out a little bit. Still, you know, a few right here, but it did pick up these ones here. Not bad at all. So it did its self-cleaning on the brush. Now again, this is a self-cleaning robotic vacuum, but also with that said, you still need to dump it. So it's not a self-dumping, it doesn't dump in there. So even if you dry vac or wet vac, you're gonna need to go ahead and clean out this area back here. It cleans the brush itself and air dries the brush. So after the second cleaning, looks like it actually used less water and still has a nice clump of nastiness in there with the dirty water compared to the clean water. Dirty water, clean water. Okay, we're looking good, okay? And yeah, that's pretty nasty. So again, if you have pet hair like I do, it might get trapped in this little area right here from the brush. So it looks like you're gonna have to pull that out right there because it's wet. Now, if that was dry, I would assume that just sucks all the way into the area there. So my initial testing, I think you need to do dry vac first if you have a lot of pet hair or dust and debris like I did, and then mop afterwards. Now, on a side note, if I had it in ultra high mode, that might not have happened, but again, that is wet pet hair, so not 100% sure on that one. So I'm actually gonna go run an errand, and then we're gonna get into dry mode. Okay, as we can see here, after the second round, it has mapped out my entire master bedroom, as with a little bit of the mudroom. When it got close to the border here, it was mapping out the mudroom area, which I'm under full construction, so we won't show you too much of that dirtiness. Now again, after it does clean, it will go ahead and dock itself. So the battery is now fully charged. After I have returned home from my errand, battery 100%, 14 meters squared, last cleaning time right there. Now let's go ahead and dig into the app a little bit more here. You just doggle up there in the top right and you can do cleaning history. Now schedule cleanup. This is pretty cool. You can actually schedule the different cleaning times you want. You can repeat it once, multiple times, every day, weekdays, weekends, custom cleaning time. And it looks like because I got a advanced model like I keep talking about, I'm not sure if I can change it into standard time and not military time is what we call it here. So that's a really great feature, especially if you're gone and want to clean the house before you do return home. Okay, so here is another little cool feature, adjust the volume. So if you don't want the volume of the robotic vacuum to talk to you in a high tone, go ahead and knock that down. I'm going to knock that down to 60%. So as I just did that, the volume sets and she actually speaks at 60% now, which is absolutely fantastic. Or you could toggle that completely off if you want to. Now, map management right here. This is where you could manage your different maps. So you have current is map 1, as we can see right here. And you can have different maps for different things. Now, restricted area virtual wall. This is where it gets really juicy here as we load up here. Now, let's say add cleaning restricted zone, add virtual wall, add mopping restriction zone. So that's great. So you can actually cut off the carpet area if you want your kitchen so it doesn't go on the carpet area. You can add a virtual wall like we just did right here. So you go ahead and maybe, let's say, enlarge that here like I am right here. So now it only cleans that area. If it's on that area, it won't cross over, etc. Get rid of that if you don't want that there. Mopping restriction zone, same thing. And add cleaning restricted area, same thing. Those are great features. So you don't actually have to set that right there, but you actually need to map your room. And so it looks like it's mapped a really great job. Now, a lot of these LDS radar, you need to map it out a good 2 to 3 times your entire house. Save your maps. It looks like it's done a much better job with the nightstands, etc. right here. So it looks like 2 is the charm. You can edit area, reset map, clean along Y-shape, consumables, remote control. Look for the vacuum mop. So let's say it's stuck under a bed somewhere. Let's go ahead and try this. Master, I am here. So she's letting you know where she is, if she's underneath a bed somewhere, and then a bunch of cool things, rename it, manage location, share device, all that fun stuff. But the key features I have just showed you are dry. I also emptied out any excess water that was in the bin here as well. So now we're gonna go ahead and give it a dry run. This is what I do really like, going underneath my IKEA and bed and working its way around the action here. Now, let's go ahead and pause it real briefly here. So we're going to go ahead and pause it like that. You can do it over the app as well. Now, I'm going to pick it up. Okay, now we are in the dirty area that's not been remodeled. And I was doing some gardening. And I got a clump of dirt over here I'm very curious about. I actually swept it into a pile last night to see how this robotic vacuum is going to do, not to mention grass and all sorts of stuff over here as it works its way around my pile of construction tools right here. And then this way it's going to also start mapping out this direction, and then we're going to show you the transition from vinyl to carpet. Dirty carpet. I won't show you my house. We're in a full remodel. It's nasty, but let's give it a rip. So I think I had it backwards. So now it's going to turn itself around. Okay, we're on standard mode. It just went over this. This is now gone. Let's go ahead and walk you through this here. This is what I'm very curious about. Front row and center, baby. What can you do as it bumps into my Home Depot bags? Come on, pick it all up. Pick it all up. One fell swoop. Come on, talk to me. Whoa, not bad at all, my friends. That was just one pass by without me doing anything. Obviously, this is still here, but that wasn't even in its path. That did a really good job. Stoked on that. So again, like I mentioned, I think what you need to do, especially if your floor is really nasty like this, do a spot clean on dry mode before you go to mop it, especially with wet pet hair. I think it's just going to be better results overall. But I mean, it picked up the edging grass. I mean, I got an edger in my kitchen. Anyway, that was pretty cool. Okay, I'll be back with going from vinyl to carpet. There we go. All the way up. All the way up. Very nice. And then it'll start mapping out this direction here. I like that. Going right over the top of my vent register. If there's dust or pet hair in there as well, working its way around. I like what I see. Now, I do want to state one of the small cons on it because it has such a beefy radar and because of the capability of the mopping feature as well. Your small gaps in your vanity, or if you have very small gaps under your chest of drawers, it won't be able to fit under there to vacuum. I'm not exactly sure if it would fit under that one because of the legs there, but it fit underneath my dresser in my bedroom, but let's see. It looks like, yeah, it looks like the radar can go ahead and fit under there. That would be IKEA, probably maybe on 5-inch legs or so. As we can see, getting all the way under there, very cool. Okay, so for things on like little legs like this, fantastic. Small little gaps underneath bathroom vanities. You're like, Chris, why is there a bathroom vanity and a bookshelf / dresser in your living room? Well, we're in a remodel. Why is there wood and a punching bag here as well? It is what it is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I paused it out there in the living room. I'm gonna go ahead and just push home and it'll go ahead and go home to charge here. Again, the charging prongs are right here. Now it does say in the directions the space it needs. And again, my bed is pretty tight to it, but it's been, self-charging itself, but I'm just gonna show you here as it gets a little lined up there. Now, as it's getting ready to go ahead and dock itself, let me go ahead and again talk about the benefits of this. Radar system, awesome features in the app that we've already seen, virtual walls, cutting off mopping area. Now, the biggest con would be probably using the mopping function when it's really nasty, like I've already mentioned in the video. Still worked, it just you might have to do a little extra cleaning like we saw in the video. Lastly, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the dry dustbin when it finally gets itself ready to get in there. It might be because I'm too close to it. Let me go ahead and move my leg over a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the dry bin here. Very nice, as you can see there. A lot of nice pet hair, dander, gravel, all sorts of good stuff that it picked up. Very nice. Well, overall, I think it does a good job. Definitely a good looking robotic vacuum as well. I'm gonna continue to run this for longer durations. My initial testing, we have talked about the pros and cons. Again, in the description box right below the video is going to be the link for this exact same robotic vacuum where you guys can read more about it and even pick one up yourself if you're interested. But just like all my videos, guys, please don't go into debt for anything that I do make a video about. But if you do have the cash and it does intrigue you, go ahead and purchase on away. Again, that link will be right in the description box below. My name is Chris. We will see you on the next video. Take care for now. Bye-bye. Don't let the party stop, guys. Hit one of these videos. Continue to watch. We'll see you soon.